Hey, mama.
Hey, mama. For everybody who don't know, this is my mother. This is my mother. My mother's in the stream. This is the first time my mom ever came to a stream, and of course, she would come to the stream where her boys is in it.
Right. Talking about this young guy's name has came up several times. This Killian Hayes rookie card. The first person in the comment can tell me where this guy played at before he came over here to the U.S. to get drafted. If you can tell me the team that he played for overseas in the comments, you get this card. The first person.
Come on, Lisa. Come on, Marco. Yeah, baby.
Okay. We're going to do something back to back. We're going to give another one back to back. We got Isaiah Stewart rookie card. I got the question ready for you.
Beef stove.
Listen, Isaiah Stewart rookie card, man. We're not going to give away no trash here. We're going to give y'all away some stuff that you know that's going to be worth something. So, first person in the comments, right? If you can tell me what Isaiah Stewart's star rank coming out of high school, first person in the comment, you got this card. Isaiah Stewart.
Teal gang, all right. That's me all day long. Listen, I usually don't do current jerseys, right? But if when they come back with these and that K Cunningham, you know, we got to get that right. But that man, listen,
that's it.
Listen,
that's it.
Listen,
I'll be back.
Listen,
that's it.
Listen, I need the Teal back, please. We Teal ganged out over here. I mean, you got the real like pony hair on there. Oh, look at King, y'all. Look at King. He had to go get his time office too, you know. But yeah, man. Listen.
You know, I had to, we had to bring these out.
You know. You know. What's going on? What's going on, King? What's happening?
What's good? What's
going on? We Three Kings live in the building. Of course, this is not a I am athlete move. No, we did not replace Big A. He'll be joining us soon. We've got a special guest coming in today. Of course, you know, every week we shout out Culture Detroit. Like I said, they are our sponsors, our brothers, in regards to the sneaker fashion world. So we actually brought in our brother today live with us to join us on today's podcast. I want y'all all to welcome our official fourth King member, Culture Detroit. Everybody, give him a shout out. Throw the sevens up in the feed. Let them know that he's welcome here, man. What's going on with you, Coach?
Chilling, man. We mid story. We grinding. We just happy to be on the show, fellas.
Indeed. Now you guys are our official sponsors, of course. You guys are heavy in the shoe game. So we wanted to give you an opportunity, just to give a little background on yourself. Well, what made you get into, the sneaker game, the whole world of it, because it's like it's fascinating all around the way how people are really infatuated with the types of shoes and sneakers that's going on. So I just want to give you the floor a little bit. Let them introduce yourself a little bit.
We staying safe. We hope everybody out there staying safe. But I'm gonna take this mask off because I don't want to sound.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
But Culture Detroit, man, where fashion, film, art, and music live under one roof. We like to say, welcome home, fam. So even though we get a lot of accolades for the shoes and the clothes and the fashion, shout out my man. I want to shout out my man Sean one time. He's gonna be running all our events.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Shout out
How you
Sean.
doing? Shout out Sean, man. What's going on?
Not too much, man. Got a lot of big things we're gonna be working on here. I'm gonna meet with him tomorrow, and we'll talk about some different things, some sneaker shows, stuff like that. Connection with the Detroit Pistons. I don't know if you guys follow the. There's another store. We'll leave it at that. That just did something in the area, and we're gonna try to get him in there with the Shopify system and stuff like that. So big things to come, man. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Oh, no problem. Not a problem. Pleasure meeting you too. Of course, he's going to keep us posted, and of course, we're going to make sure that we're going to keep everybody posted on all that information that you guys got up and coming. Because, like I said, they are brothers. So share alike. So most definitely look forward to that movement, and of course, we're going to make sure we keep that plug for you guys. So go ahead, Culture Man. What else you got for us, man?
All right, brother. So yeah, man, y'all be on the lookout for that. Some more events and stuff we're gonna be doing with the Pistons and the Red Wings, the Lions, stuff like that. It's gonna chime right into y'all. So I'm tying y'all into that. And we're gonna be doing a giveaway soon. I talked to Randy about it. I don't wanna put too much out there until everything is solidified. But my man Sean is playing a huge part in that. But yeah, man, it's Culture Detroit. We're fashion, film, art, and music live under one roof. Welcome home, fam. A lot of people, they rocking with us for the shoes and the clothes, but we much bigger than that. We gonna be heavy in the community, heavy on the art scene, heavy on the music scene, and as well as the film industry. But they like to say we got the best prices in the city. So man, if you're looking for Jordans, Yeezys, Bape, Supreme, Chrome Heart, all the hottest streetwear, we got it, man. I don't want to talk too much, man. We just happy to be.
Well, no, that's okay, man. That's why we brought you in, man. So you can get your shine. So just want to ask you, for the people that's joining us and that's been with us, just give a little bit of your history. What made you get into this type of industry in regards to the sneaker industry? Because like I said, it's a fascinating industry to be in. Just by being in your guys' store, because I'm not a shoe head person, but being in y'all presence, I see how the activity goes. There's a lot of bargaining. There's a lot of talking. You got to be real on your game when it comes to this sneaker world, because either you don't know, you can get taken, or somebody can try to get over you. So what made you get into the game, and how do you stay proactive in regards to keeping up with this shoe industry?
If we rewind, man, I've been a sneakerhead since it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Just the latest mics, and then I don't get caught up in what everybody else was wearing. I had Grant Hills back in the day. I'm from that one way. I'm a real Detroit player. You feel me? But just buying what I like, man. Going back to when we was wearing we was wearing throwback jerseys and starter jackets, fitteds. But fitteds before fitteds went out of style. And then the snapbacks came in, not a fitteds back. You know what I'm saying? Right. But basically, we've been through all the seasons of the sneakers, man. But yeah, it basically started just buying what I wanted and wearing what I wanted, and then just doing the homework and knowing where to get what I needed. And then it came to a point where we was getting all the stuff that we needed, and we come back to the block with it, and everybody like, why you ain't get me pair? Why you ain't tell me? And I'm like, man, hey, it's one per. And sometimes I got to pay people to get what I want. So if you want me to get yours, you got to pay.
Right.
So it just started with a few friends, locking in with us. And then they'll tell their friends. And now, before you know it, you got a phone full of clients. Right. So just taking care of clients every weekend, because, Jordan's releasing every weekend. And I'm not going to lie, I fell in and out of love with sneakers a few times. I done sold my collection at least 3 times minimum. But when we was doing it for fun and for a little bit of pay. And then as we was doing that, you could slowly just see it taking off to where it got to now. So we basically just turned that phone full of contacts into money and a lot of relationships and a lot of good business. And we always wanted to open the store. So, we took the steps to do it. We wanted to be, we wanted to be on the avenue of fashion. We wanted to target a certain audience. We knew what we wanted to do, and it just didn't take off the way we wanted to. And we kind of just stayed down. We didn't get really down on ourselves and depressed. We just stayed focused. And then we just made a choice to just work every day at it and see what would happen. And I kid you not, literally 2 days in the sand that stuff was changing. And then, a weekend we was getting phone calls. We was working on getting a building down the street. We had already locked in with a realtor over here, and he was dragging his feet. So we ended up finding us another realtor, got another building. We're in the middle of doing financing. And then the guy who had our deposit at our building, he calls us and tells us, hey, I got another property. It's in the area where y'all wanted at. And the business there, they fell in, they're going to be out in 2 weeks. Are you ready? And now this is 7 days into just going dummy hard. You know what I'm saying? So we just felt like we manifested it and it was our time, and we just jumped on it. And we just hit the ground running, and shit, 3 months later,
here we are. So yeah, just
that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you get out of taking that chance.
Yeah.
Taking that chance can take you somewhere where you would never imagine.
Right. Yeah. And exactly. And me and King, of course, Big A, we spoke on, coming from where we come from. We all come from, we all grew up together. We all came from the same block. That where we come from and what you guys are doing is remarkable, because, where we come from, we don't see that type of success, have those type of success stories. So for you guys to have, your own, sneaker store coming from where we come from is remarkable. And we want to, make sure that we encourage and speak onto that. That's why we always give Culture Detroit a shout out, because for one, we know that, where you came from, where we come from, it's very hard to make it in any type of industry, whether you're working, whether you're in, like you say, you're in the shoe industry. It's very hard to get to that next level. So, and it's hard not to, venture off into that street life. So for you, what made that decision for you to say, you know what, I can't venture off into this, I want to basically make this authentic, make this a real thing?
To be honest, man, life, a lot of the people that we built this for and built this with, we lost them along the way. You know what I'm saying? And just that sense of that tomorrow is not promised and that life is real, and it puts it in perspective. It makes you lace your boots up and strap them on tight and get busy, because what we living for at this point, what we doing it for. Like, the people that we was doing it for, we was losing them, and then you feel a certain sense of guilt that you didn't make it happen before, so that you can experience it together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do we get busy now, or do we wait to lose more people and be in that same, that dark place and that sense of guilt? You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, just being able to show people from our block that we can do it, that it can be done, and it's not, this impossible feat. And then proving it to ourselves. Like, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually get busy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just life, man. Life for sure.
Yeah, indeed. So since I know you're live at the store, man. We gotta see some of that heat that you got over there, man. We've been bragging about you guys, man. We've been. So please show us some stuff. Give us some exclusive looks, man, because we've been shouting you guys out for the last couple of months. You gotta let us know what you guys are working with over there.
Oh, what y'all want to see, man? Y'all want to see them Red Thunders that just came out? This dunk pack that just came in that we about to shrink wrap and tag. Or you want to see some other little heat? We do steals of the day every day, so we get loads in like this on a regular, and we get them for a good price, so we'll turn right around and sell them for a good price. Or y'all want to see some $2,000 shoes?
Oh wow!
And Shatter Backboards, OGs, man. Probably one of most people's top grail. Travis Scott's, man. The real Travis Scott's, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, just a little taste of everything. You got your Yeezys. You got your dunks. We specialize in dunks. Everybody say we the king of the dunks, man, because this is how we do the dunks. Now
dunks is a big deal nowadays. So I know you guys is really high on, make sure that you get those.
Hold on, so let man.
Oh, okay.
All that, man, because Aaron tardy for the party, man.
Big Day, what's going on? He jumped in, man.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Oh, yeah.
What's good, guys?
What's going on, man?
I want to apologize to all my Detroit fans out there. I'm sorry for this hat. It just messed. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey,
Truly apologize.
Hey, while y'all on here, Coach, let me see them heat checks y'all be doing on the page, man.
That's what we was in the middle of that, right? We was just in the middle of it. He's giving us a little quick tour.
I took my shoes off. I can't. I didn't transition to the slides, man. They get like that.
So now, as far as like say, you guys, like we talked about, the things that you guys do in the stores as far as consignment goes. Guys can come in and barter, trade, and sell. And one big thing that I know you guys run across is having to figure out what's real and what's fake. Like, tell the people, how do you guys go about that process?
Let me introduce y'all to my man Jay Oaks, man, the owner of Modern Kicks.
Yeah.
Look,
we can't see his face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
There you go. What's happening? So let us know. Let us in on some details in regards to how you guys go about your business in regards to going over these shoes and making sure that these shoes are the real deal. Like, you guys come in, they want to, hey, listen, I got this, and you got to listen, hold up, these not real, or if they're fake or not. So we want to know a little bit of details on how you guys get down.
Go ahead, Jay.
So really what we want to look at, you want to look at the smell, you want to smell it, make sure everything checks out. You got that strong glue smell. 9 times out of 10, it's a no. And then we got the black light. Right there, the black light where you can go over, look at some of the trace marks, make sure everything good. So if you want to look at it, if you look and you see like a lot of glue or like bad tracing that's over the line, and 9 times out of 10, that indicates that it's a fake.
Yeah.
You can even go in and look at the insole. You look at the insole of a shoe, look at the line. If the lines is like jagged or almost faded, that's going to show it's fake. And then even in the inside, you got like a sticker mark in there. And the sticker mark should have a certain amount of lines in there, and the imprint just to show if it's real or not. And also the box, you can look at the box. If it has like a stamp, because even when it's coming from like overseas or something, they put that stamp on there so it can get through, but most of the ones shouldn't have any stamps. It has like a stamp that has like a B or an F under a black light. It's fake.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then just human error, man, and experience, just being able to touch them and just look at them and know what looks right. I think a lot of people get caught up on finding what's wrong instead of seeing what's right about the shoe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a detailed process. But we get fakes that come in and we turn them right around. Sometimes we throw their ass on Instagram.
So put them on blast, man. Put them on blast, man. Listen, the simple fact that they want to come down there and try y'all, man.
But my partner was like, "Nah, man, they bring in fakes. They got to get exposed." I said, "All right, well, that's good."
So just for the word of the wise, if you ever go down to Culture Detroit, you come with fakes, you will get exposed. Of course, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, listen, you got to make a living, man. You got to make a living. So of course, you got to make sure that these things are exclusive, man, because you guys got a namesake now, so you can't go out there and selling in fakes, and
And then we represent the whole culture. We do it for the whole culture. We do it for y'all. Shit, y'all name, we tied in together. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the world got to know that it's legit business around here, man. Just like y'all boys, y'all legit about what y'all do, and y'all come with facts and stats. I know Aaron got some crazy opinions too, but aside from his crazy opinions, we like to be consistent. We like to be thorough, man. Just like y'all. That's why we locked in with y'all, man. We family.
Indeed. Of course. So, man. So, yeah, while you rocking with us, man, you might as well just jump in with us, until you got to depart. Like usually around this time, we go talking to Michigan sports. And I know, the Pistons just went off, playing Phoenix. King, I know you was paying close attention to that game, man. So, give a little intake, man, what you got going on with that situation.
The
all right. Talking to me?
Well, we're gonna throw the kid. We're gonna come to you, man. We're gonna come. Of course, we're gonna lock you in too, man.
So first and foremost, we got to talk about Cade being ejected for pointing at. He really was pointing at the bench, but the ref made it seem like he's pointing at the player. So Cade get ejected. You know what I'm saying? Whole second half he missed. Still ended with 21 points. We already know what type of league this is. Pistons got blew out. Obviously, the Suns are worlds way better than us right now in this rebuild situation. So the Pistons, the trade deadline is coming up.
You know what I'm saying? So is it anybody that you had your eye on as far as who the Pistons should go after? Do you think they need a big man? You think they need another wing man? What do you think the Pistons should go after in free agency?
First of all, we need to go ahead and let Grant go because, and I rock with Grant, and I appreciate what he did for us. But I kind of feel like Diallo can kind of step in that role and give us similar production and kind of can do a lot of the similar things on the court. Grant's a better shooter, but Diallo's getting there, and he's on the upward trajectory as far as his skill set and where he's going with his career. So we might as well go younger. He's cheaper. We eventually we're gonna have to pay him, especially if he's playing the minutes he's been playing. But we definitely need a big fella. Sometimes I feel like Beef Stew be on the island by himself, and he need help, man. But if we put in that situation, he's gonna have to step his game up too. He's gonna have to be a more consistent shooter. I think that we're gonna have to green light him to allow him to shoot and give him the freedom to do it because you'll never get better if you don't got the coach's blessing and teammates' blessing and the faith in you to hit that shot. But we definitely need a big man. I hate that we lost Kelly Olynyk because I don't think we got to see, exactly how these pieces. The whole team is kind of. No. I hate that we haven't really been able to put all the pieces together to see how it actually works together because of COVID, because of injuries and stuff. So it's really kind of tough. I know we're halfway through the season, but we still haven't seen what we actually have. Now, I will say that I always thought, like, we shouldn't have tinkered with the whole Cade and Killian. I say just throw them out there for a whole season and see what we have. Let them gel, let them figure it out together. And if it don't work, it don't work. If it do, we 1 year into the process, so we can build on that. We're going to be back in the lottery. We probably going to have a top 5 pick 9 times out of 10, if not better. So it's kind of hard to say. I kind of feel like we haven't seen the team together the way it was presently constructed. But we're going to need a shot blocker regardless. We don't have, and we need a more consistent backup point guard. Corey Joseph is cool, but he's capped out. Like the real word, not the young word cap.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Indeed. So Coach hit on a couple of points about a big man, and watching this game today, there's actually been rumors about going after this particular big man, DeAndre Ayton. I believe that would be a great fit, and for the price that we can get, he can slide on right on in. So, Big A, what you think?
Well, I mean, y'all already know what my whole thoughts of it was. I've been saying DeAndre Ayton. When we first got to talking about going to get a big man, I just think him being young with this team that we have, DeAndre Ayton will be that fit that we need because, like I said, with us going into the lottery, if we happen to get that top pick, I just don't see them passing up on the Banchero. So my thing is, if we can go get an Ayton, DeAndre Ayton, that's just really going to, fit this need that we need, that void, because bringing Ayton in it slides everybody back into their rightful positions. To put Stu back at the 4, what we decide to do with Grant, which seems like he's going to be getting traded, it'll put these guys back where they need to be playing. So I'm all in for Ayton. So I hope Phoenix don't get any good ideas and want to pay the guy. I hope we can keep him. I mean, we can go get him. So.
Do y'all realistically think they'll let him go though?
They don't want to pay him.
This season is going to be the factor. How far they go this season is probably going to be a factor of what they want to do.
I mean, it's a possibility in my eyes. The Jeremy Grant's talk. For me, I'm up and down on because I don't believe that we would need to get rid of Jeremy Grant, especially with all the trade talks I've seen. It hasn't come back for us with too much of anything that I would say let's get rid of Jeremy Grant for, especially when we only barely had him no more than a year and a half. And he's young, and he could be a focal point. Like I was saying before, Jeremy Grant was never brought in to be that guy. You know, he was never brought in to be the number one. He was brought in to be a part of a addition to some more, you know, veteran type players. So I would say he still could be that focal point, especially when you know he's a guaranteed scorer. He's going to play. He's going to he's going to play a pivotal role when it comes to getting a point score, which we've been struggling this season with, is like having somebody come out there and consistently be able to get you points. It's only like maybe one or two guys that we could look forward to that can say that. So just to say let's ship them off and don't have a valid return investment on them, I'll say pause to that. But if there's something.
But I have to beg to differ on there, because now that Hamidou is getting minutes, he's doing what Grant's been doing. I mean, Sadiq Bey is back on his thing, and that's why Grant is looking like Grant is becoming a piece that they can move, because of these other guys are doing what Grant is doing.
But wouldn't that be an addition to? Like, why move him when we got other guys out there that's not scoring like that? We still can. We need scoring. So why get rid of scoring when? Yeah, of course the other guys is finally coming along. That's what we need. Bring him back in with that scoring and see how it works. Like I said, we haven't had a chance to see it yet. We finally, the reason why Diallo is doing what he's doing is because Grant is out, which is a blessing in disguise.
If you Troy Weaver, you like, listen, man, this is year one of the rebuild. And having Jeremy Grant around for another 3 years or 4 years, what benefit is it really going to be for Grant's career in the first place? But what benefit is it going to be for us? Because, like I said, you got Diallo and Sadiq Bey. Within 2 or 3 years, they'll be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Probably a little bit more, because, like I said, Sadiq Bey does more. It's like rebounding and assists. So, like I said, if you got the chance to get the highest value for him right now, you kind of might have to take that opportunity, because right now everybody's after Jeremy Grant. They're getting calls every day from teams. And the latest one that I've seen right now, so for instance, with the Bulls with Patrick Williams and another young player plus a first-round pick. Those type of offers right now are already on the table. So when we get closer to this deadline, it's no telling what you might be able to pull back for Jeremy Grant. You just might have to take that opportunity, man. You just might have to.
Which, like I said, I can understand the opportunity, but what I was saying that it has to be something I believe worthwhile just to take him out of there.
Well, Randy,
and we haven't really seen him in the lineup.
Well, you already identified a couple holes in the lineup anyway. Why not fill those while allowing Diallo to step into that role without much of a drop off, and now you fill in a hole that you already had. On top of that, you don't feel his scoring kind of takes away from what we want to do as far as putting the ball in K's hands and making him the focal point. I think with Grant on the floor and with us paying him, we responsible for a certain amount of touches that he has to get, which takes away from the young core. So how long do you prolong the growth of your young core to feed a guy that you know is not a part of the future?
Well, to answer that question is that we haven't had an opportunity to see that yet. When Grant was on the floor, you got to remember, we didn't have a solidified starting lineup that was fully healthy yet.
That's a fact.
So to say that, and then the bench, these guys wasn't productive early on in the season. It starts to get that way now when a lot of guys has been out for injury and been out for the COVID situation, that these guys are getting more playing time, that they're getting the field that we thought might have been the possibility when everybody got together. My thing is, let's see it. Let's see when Jeremy Grant gets back. With these guys getting some more run like Diallo and Trey Lyles and other guys that's been more productive over these last couple of weeks, and see how it is. Because like I said, when Grant was on, Cunningham, he was still getting his fill of it, because, he didn't have a preseason and he didn't start the regular season either. So he's finally getting, things upon him that we didn't get the chance to see when Grant was on the floor. So I would say, like, I will understand the possibilities of a trade, but I would still like to see what it would be like with Grant, for a stretch of period of time before we say, okay, let's try to rebuild for something that I'm not looking at these trades that's going on. I don't see of value coming in right away, in my opinion. But I just wonder before I, be ready to get rid of Jeremy Grant, which he's a young player, a proven player, without seeing them all together, for a period of time.
Yeah, and this whole situation is not a knock on Jeremy Grant's talent at all. This whole situation is if you don't go into this, if you don't do what you do before the trade deadline, now it's a situation where he's on this team and you may not be able to get that value for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with Troy Weaver, like I said, is he a part of the future or is he not? It's all up to Troy Weaver. Do I see him progressing with this young team that I'm building, or do I not? Because otherwise, I have to take the opportunity right now before the deadline. Otherwise, you're not gonna get nothing. So, you gotta take it.
And Hami's under contract for another year, and he only making $5 a year. So it's like Jeremy contract was what, 60 something?
Yep.
Over what, 4?
Yeah. And you're not competing, so.
And you're not competing, so what's the point of paying all that cheese, especially when you got a guy that can step right in and do what he does? It just doesn't make sense. You might as well move him and fill one of those voids, or load up on more assets for future moves, whether that's players or picks. And we really need picks at this point, whether we keep them or not. We need assets.
Right. And like I said, with that situation in general, you got to. Like I said, year one of a rebuild, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to make that investment to me be a little bit irresponsible to me because, like I said, it's you're going to have to pay this man some money. You know what I'm saying? And when you at this stage of this rebuild, at the very beginning of it, it's really not going to do anything for you. You take that opportunity and you can get those assets now, why he has that value, why everybody is, he's a sought-after player in the league right now. So you take that opportunity and you continue to build with the young core that you started with. And like I said, you can take that money, you can take money and add some pieces, obviously in free agency that's going to be here for the future. You know what I'm saying? That you want to invest in. That's why I say it's all Troy Weaver. If he wants to invest in Jeremy Grant, fine. But if he's not a part of the future, you move now.
Okay, I hear you guys on that one. So yeah, definitely it's something that we're gonna be looking forward to in the upcoming weeks. But I think we got enough Pistons talk for right now. So I think we can switch it up a little bit. We can get into a little bit of lines, a little bit of playoff talk too, man. So let's go ahead and switch it up for the one time.
W3 Kings in the building at Culture Detroit.
Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard.
Oh, we live at that location now, so we got a commercial going in, but we got Culture with us today, guys. It's
hey, Zell, what new heat y'all got coming in and store today?
We've been loading up on these. We try not to overbuy them, but they've been loading up. We just bought some collections today. I didn't really get to go through most of it. I bought a lot of dunks because that's like our number one seller. So loaded up on dunks. I got a couple people in here picking up some steals from the steel sale. While I'm on here, man, make sure everybody follows Culture Detroit. That's at Culture DET on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, everything you can think of, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. But more in particular on Instagram, we do story sales all day, every day. So we might take a shoe, and I just might feel like selling it for $100 today, and I'll post it.
Oh, that pair right there, I can get for $100 right now.
I ain't say all that.
Hey, show them the snacks too.
Oh yeah,
We got exotic snacks too, man, down there on the end, man. I don't know if y'all can see that. I know what my camera looking like. Is the snacks on the screen?
No, we can't see that, man. Take it over there, man.
Have them bring it to you, man. You got some guys working around you, man. They can bring you over a couple snacks, man.
I got a bunch of young hustlers around me, man. They get their own money, man. So you see like the little Fantas, man, the Chinese joints, white Russian peach, chips, Chinese
Chippehoys.
Chippehoys, all type of crazy drinks, man. I can't,
Hey, I
all
want
type
y'all
of
in the
stuff.
comment section.
Yeah,
Y'all in the
exotic
comment
snacks,
section.
man. So if you're tired of drinking regular Pepsis and Sprites, we got some special drinks in here, man. It's flavors you ain't never seen before.
Oh,
But we're
wow.
getting the refrigerator in here soon, so that'd be nice and chill. And then shout out to the Energy Zone too, man. They sell these healthy all fruit juices. They bring them into us every day, and they don't know it yet, but we're gonna transition and we're gonna start carrying them in the store. So yeah, just a little plug.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
Culture Detroit, man. Exotic snacks, streetwear, high-end streetwear, higher-end. We got a few designer too, but we kind of stay away from the designer. But yeah, man, that's enough about the store, man.
All right. That's it. Indeed. So, of course, the Lions staff, they're going to be coaching down in the Senior Bowl, upcoming. And, of course, there is currently in the off season. So I know there's a few focal points that we have to look into, going into this off season to address in free agency as well as the draft. So, Coach, I'm giving you a chance, man, to hop in. Like I said, this is your day. So we want to know what's your opinion about, what's your feel about the Lions going forward?
It's tough, man. But I will say this, man. Similar to the Pistons, we in a rebuilding phase. I think the most important thing that need to be stressed more than anything is just bringing in assets, bringing in more young talent as much as we can, because we're not gonna win no time soon. If you think we're gonna win anytime soon, you might as well get that out your mind.
I disagree with that, Coach. I disagree with that just because looking at the division that we're in and the turmoil that we got going on in our own division, the steps that the Lions took as far as, you're seeing the young guys come in on defense, the offensive line play, quarterback play towards the end of the season got to be more solid. I think going into the seasons, especially getting free agency and draft picks, that looking at the NFC North, like, think about it. The Bears, they fired their coach. They don't know what they're going to do with Justin Fields. Zimmerman is gone. They don't know if, the whole thing with Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be out of there. So right now, we're actually like the most solid team in the NFC North. And it don't take much, because look at what Aaron Rodgers has been doing these last several years in the NFC North. So if you can win the NFC North, that puts you in a great position to be a better improvement and possibly make the playoffs going into next year. Honestly,
but hold on, listen. Can I say this? Let's not sit up here.
That's a lot.
Please let me say something.
That Kool-Aid.
Let's not go up here and say, look what Aaron Rodgers did, as if he ain't the best quarterback. Like, come on, Big Willie. Like, you look what Aaron Rodgers did. Do we have an Aaron Rodgers on that team? Like, come on, man. Like,
now, of course, Aaron Rodgers is an all-time, all-world player, but I'm just referencing what he's been doing, and the fact that he's about to be gone. He's about to be gone from Green Bay. So who was left to be that juggernaut against the Lions? And possibly we can make that transition going into the next year. Now, it's a strong possibility.
I think we still far off from a Jordan Love
Ain't nobody believes in
team. I think we still a couple notches below that roster. I think you're a little too optimistic, man. We got a lot of work to do.
Look, hey, can I take a little bit of time? I gotta give a shout out to the wife, right? So as we doing this live right now, right?
Appreciate you, my boy. Good to see you again, too, bro.
She had been telling me I had something coming, man, and I know she watching this right now, but man, she just blessed me. Look at that. Do y'all see that? This is one I've been wanting for the collection. Lawrence Taylor, throwback jersey. Hey. Hey. Wow, with the hat to match, though.
He got big patches too.
Look, gotta give a shout out to Mrs. Davis. You know. Oh man, this just came through.
Shout out,
little man just dropped it off to me. I think this one going to Vegas with us, fellas.
Oh yeah, you might have to bring that along. But you know, most definitely. But you know that there is a slight optimism. Of course, I'm a realist. You know, but I just have to point that out to say that of course, yeah, we're not there. Of course, we got a lot of moves that we need to get there, but I don't think that based off the division that we're in, we're further off compared to every other division. But in our division and with the turmoil that we've got going on within our division, it's a possibility that we can make some moves. I mean, if you look at this past season, as bad as the season was, there were several games in which that we had an opportunity to win, and we only lost by a field goal, a point or two. That going into next season, that could be a turnaround that could put us in a potential position to either make playoffs or be close to it. And I think that's the natural progression.
You sound like a broken record. I hear that every
Look. Can y'all hear me first and foremost? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good now.
All right. We've seen Aaron Rodgers, not be available for Green Bay before. We've seen the Bears not have a quarterback available before. We've seen all of these things before, bro. That means nothing. The Lions need to take their time and do this thing the right way. They need to find a quarterback. They need to find a receiver. They need to find some plug up some holes on the defense. It's not going to be as soon as next year just because of the turmoil. Those teams are going to find some type of way to get their shit together. Unless Aaron Rodgers and Adams, like I said, Adams still on the contract. But if Aaron Rodgers is not a Green Bay Packer, if the Bears, if Justin Fields ain't what they think he is, or if the Vikings, with this situation they got over there, especially with coaching and everything else, like I said, if all of those things play a part, yeah, the Lions may have a chance to win some of those games against them opponents. But as far as the Lions, doing something significant next year, no way. No.
So my thing with the Lions is this is not a thing one draft can fix. This is going to be a process where it's going to take a couple, if not several, drafts to fix. Because, and I have to agree with King. I mean, for goodness sake, the Bears made it to the playoffs with Trubisky. I mean, the Vikings have been to deep in the playoffs with Cousins. And all these teams have had situations, and we never really capitalize off that. You know what I'm saying? It's something we have to do with the Lions, and it's going to take couple drafts and some moves and big moves in free agency to fix. I mean, to say, this whole thing with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, who knows where that's gonna go. But when you go to still look at the Green Bay team and the foundation, they still will be ahead of Detroit on what they have on that as far as talent-wise and coaching.
In what way? If Aaron Rodgers is gone from Green Bay and if Devontae Adams don't re-sign, in what way?
Green Bay will sign the quarterback that's better than Jared Goff. Nobody's falling for this little
Jordan Love is better than
Jared Goff.
I was just about to say that. I'd take Jordan Love over Jared Goff. I mean, he's a young stud. I mean, he's just gonna have to get his feet wet or whatever the case is. But let's not act like Green Bay don't have a solid defense. You know what I'm saying?
They don't.
It's not even.
They don't. I mean, Green Bay defense has been their problem the last several years. The reason why they haven't going further on in the playoffs and throughout the season is because of their defense. So no.
Well, the defense is going to look like that because you got the quarterback on the other end. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Of course, and you don't have that no more. If Aaron Rodgers is there, that defense is not going to be the way it was before. So I would have to disagree.
I mean, Green Bay in general as a franchise is a machine.
It's just solid.
They're going to figure it out. You know,
Yeah, they just solid. They always
think ahead first and foremost. So you know, like I said,
and drafting Jordan Love was thinking ahead and not securing Aaron Rodgers. I see some turmoil going on in Green Bay nowadays.
They said the same thing with Brett Favre when they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So
and Aaron Rodgers had to wait 3 or 4 years before he got his opportunity.
Well, I mean, that's a prime example. That's a franchise that gets it, though. You know, the Lions, you don't bring in quarterbacks.
But Jordan Love is no Aaron Rodgers, fella.
We haven't seen enough of him yet.
I know enough to know that if he goes into next year, he's not going to dominate the NFC North. I know that much. Okay. We've seen enough to know that much that he's just going to come right in and fill right on in and dominate the NFC North just like Aaron Rodgers did. I think not.
Listen,
I beg to differ.
Let me
you also just said the Lions are basically going to win it all next year, too.
I didn't say it was. I said it's a possibility. Based off the circumstances, you gotta give them. We're like going into next season, going into the division. We're the most solid out of all the teams, especially with all the turmoil that's going on right now. Now, like you said, there could be some changes. There could be some moves made for these other teams, but as of right now, based off the circumstances that we got going for us right now, it's some optimism in the NFC North for the Lions.
Bruh, see, you know what?
Possibility. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, shout out Sean Washington because he hit the nail on the head. I'm so tired of people blaming the players and blaming the coaches and blaming the GM and the president. There's one thing that's been consistent through all this misery, and that's the ownership. It starts from the top. Okay, it's not a coincidence that it don't matter who the coach is or who the starting quarterback is or who the GM is, who the president is, the equipment manager, the kicker, it don't matter. It's the force. They haven't proved that they know how to run a freaking franchise.
Listen, I can attest to that because I told y'all before, I mentioned y'all before the conversations I had with a specific person that was in two specific people that played for the Lions and that was in the organization. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the name to protect his identity, but they don't know how to run a team, bro. They have the slightest clue. You got 2 decrepit old ladies trying to run this franchise, man. And
but let me hop in right there. But this is what we got to remember, y'all. It's not that they don't know how to run a team. They just know how to run a business. Right. That's all they care about. That's all they care about is making money.
They don't care about the player.
I think having a football team is like a bonus or like
it's a plaything. It's a plaything.
Yeah, what is it called, man? It's a perk. It's a perk to what they already doing. As long as they selling SUVs and mid-sized vehicles. That's all they cool with. Having a football team is just like an extra little bonus, like just bragging rights, just something to talk about at the rich people parties. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't care
exactly. But let me ask you guys this. Towards the end of the season, and we've all been talking about for the past couple of weeks, we felt that this year with the GM and the coaching staff was different than any other year we've seen the Lions in decades. And people has optimism in regards to what we've seen the second half of the season as far as the draft picks that we had and how productive they were and how the coaching went about when Cam we took over the offensive coordinator position. The offense picked up. Defense was playing solid. These players was playing for these coaches. So to say that from going into what we saw, the second half of the season and going to next year, is it possible that it's finally, I'm just hoping and praying, finally it's a change of the guard to where the Lions is finally going towards the right steps?
I'm glad you brought that up because, you got to give credit to the coaching staff for getting them young kids to play. They hit the field. We knocked down some giants this year. Came very close to knocking down some giants this year with a roster that's pretty much full of second and third string players. You understand? So it's like this is the reason why I would say it's not going to happen as soon as next season because we need so much star power. We need some studs, man. We need absolute studs, and like I said, we have to acquire more and more capital to be able to go into the draft and add these pieces, man. Because like I said, we lost games literally at quarterback, just as good as Jared Goff was towards the end of the season. I can't call him. It was just regular to me, but he lost us a lot of games in the first half of the season too.
Right. Exactly. And that's part of it because he's a rookie coach too. So, he's learning on the job as well. But it's just for me, I've never put optimism on the Lions. I was always a wait and see guy.
Yeah.
So me bringing this up is not because of my optimism. It's just because of what I was hearing from a lot of the fan base and from a lot of people about this feels different.
If you watch the entire season, you gotta feel what people was talking about. You've seen Aaron Glenn did a hell of a job at defense. And Dan Campbell stripping that playbook from Anthony Lynn with his consistently stagnant behind, and improving on it. Took the playbook, didn't start out that great, but he improved every single game. You know what I'm saying? So he literally was learning on the job with that. We still got an opportunity to go out here and add an offensive coordinator that can help the situation. And you look at the offense in general, you have a couple of pieces you need on the offensive end. You need that dominant receiver. We have DeAndre Swift. We still got TJ Hawkinson. We've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, he just emerged. You know what I'm saying? We have pieces on this team. We got to plug in the stars and the studs.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make everybody better. That's going to make everybody better.
Which, that means we're going to have to try to go hard in free agency too, right?
No, I don't think that's that.
Not necessarily this year, maybe the following season, not necessarily this year. You can do some nice little subtle things here. We're going to have some money. We're not going to have a whole lot of money this offseason. I would say in year 3 is where you can go in free agency and say, okay, I'm going to go out here and throw something at somebody, that's going to take us, then we can start competing for some playoffs and things like that, but we still in year 1.
Yeah, I think, one of the big things about it, man, we have to strike gold in these drafts, man. We have to stop going into these second and third rounds and fourth rounds and just throwing them away. We have to strike gold. As simple as that. We have to draft well from top to bottom. It's no point of us continuously getting to these high draft picks and we just continuously just throwing them away, especially when we get into the second, third, and fourth round. It just seemed like, previous ownership, when it came to those rounds, they was just throwing darts at the board and whatever stuck we ran with. So we have to start there. Utilize these drafts, draft well, and and like you say, then go into free agency. But we have to start first with the draft. We have to draft well.
Yeah, Brad Holmes is, like I said, I got some type of a little faith in Brad Holmes, simply because of where he comes from, his influence on what the Rams did previously, not having first round picks for several years, but then at the same time, look what he just struck gold with. Amon-Ra St. Brown, you know what I'm saying? So I believe he has some good vision on, picking players. And like I say, you're still seeing some of the benefits of some of the players that he had that influence on with the Rams right now. And, like I said, if he can on these first 3 picks, if he can do us a solid on these first 3 picks in this first round, that can propel the Lions a little bit faster in the situation. Because we got to get a receiver, obviously. We need that defensive edge rusher. We got to put pressure on the quarterback. But I don't know if Brad Holmes is going for a quarterback this draft. Unless somebody falls out of nowhere, I don't think it's going to happen this draft. So going back to what Willie was saying, I think we about another, 2 to 3 years before we talk about, we can get to the playoffs. We can get to the North. I think that's where we are right now.
I agree. I agree.
So y'all just gonna jump me today, huh? Because I'm trying to be optimistic about our Detroit Lions. That's okay. I'll take it. So, as far as, like you said, you guys said 1 or 2 years on down the road, what are your expectations for next season? As far as what do you guys feel that the Lions need to improve on, what they need to try to get to try to establish, and what do you feel that going into next season? Do you still feel like it's going to be a rebuild year again, year 2 rebuild, or
year two for the Lions is still going to be a rebuild situation. It's still going to be another year of development. Even the guys we bring in the draft this year, we got to give them that year of development too. So it's still going to be another year of development. And like I said, what they do in free agency, that'll play a factor in where the Lions go to. So, like I said, we still going to have another year of losing some close games. We probably pull some of them games out this year. Who knows? It depends on what Jared Goff gives us to see. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be here, obviously, basically because of his contract. So, like I said, in year 3, we're looking at the possibility of a young quarterback, in that situation. So, like I said, it can go so many directions because who's to say that quarterback that we do bring in is the guy? You know what I'm saying? So that's the Russian roulette you play when it comes to trying to find a franchise quarterback. We've seen some teams, struggle for decades with quarterbacks. So Brad Holmes, literally everything is on Brad Holmes. Everything is on Brad Holmes. Everything.
Mm-hmm. Culture, what you got, man? What you think?
I think we need to focus on just assets. Best player available, man. I don't want to zero in on no particular position. I don't want to draft for need. I feel like we just need to keep acquiring talent. As far as free agency, I wouldn't spend a big ticket on nobody, just for the simple fact is we see this story happen all the time. We got, all this cap space and all this money. So we go overpay somebody that everybody else don't want to pay. And then
Mike Daniels.
Trey Flowers.
Collins. they got these high expectations, and then they lose, and that hurts the morale in the locker room. And then before you know it, mid-season, we buying them out their contracts, and then they're going to sign with a contender.
The New England Patriots.
We done paid them. We done paid them to play for somebody else for cheap, and then they go somewhere else and win. Like, it's stupid when you can just take that money and get solid pieces to help bridge certain gaps. You go for the best talent available in the draft, and then you go out and you sign guys to fit some of them holes, but they really just there to bridge the gap until we can draft their replacement, until we get better, and then the better talent.
Now, with the statement that you made about drafting the best available, would you do that with the Lions had the second overall pick? Who you feel will be the best available talent at that pick?
Before you go, I just want to piggyback off of what Coach said, man. Because listen, instead of us going to continue to wait, like everybody just had a name where we said dudes came and got big checks, right? And they came and dipped, but then we got dudes like we had Diggs over here. We didn't sign him. We didn't give him the money. We didn't want to give Slay the money again. And it's like, why not take this money? Let's lock up a Tracy Walker. Let's lock up a.
Let me say it. Amani over Warrior.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amani. But then I was gonna also say Jerry Jacobs. Let's lock these guys up, man. Let's take this money because you got to believe other teams is watching this like they always do. If you ever notice, teams just be watching Detroit teams like, they ain't taking care of that guy. Let me go ahead and swoop right on in.
Well, hopefully with this new GM that we have, that we do. I believe that, and that's what the supposed to be the turning point of this franchise is this GM and coach that we have currently that going to make those moves that the GMs and the coaches of the past didn't. So definitely, I look forward to this also just to see what our GM is going to do. That's going to be, to me, that's going to be the tale on the progression of the Lions, in my opinion, and see what the moves GM make as far as like free agency and the draft. That's what my expectation is, because I believe everybody has a more optimism towards the GM that we have right now than we had in the prior stints. So I definitely will want to see what moves he's going to make.
Yeah, and like I said, just to back up what Zell said, bro, it's like, take your time. And that's what both franchises. Take your time. Don't do nothing irrational and stupid. Don't go out here and just throw the bag at somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just to please the fans. Take your time. Do this thing right. You know what I'm saying?
Pay attention to the Tigers.
Yeah, exactly. Take your time, bro. It's okay. It sucks to watch. It absolutely sucks. But at the end of the tunnel, man, you come out on the other side, and it's a very, very bright future for them, man. They just got to take their time. I know you're running a business, over at Culture Detroit, man. Whenever you got to, get out of here, just let us know. We don't want to hold you. It's been an hour already. So
indeed,
bro.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man, and I've been busy because I was supposed to have been on a few different times, but it just be crazy, man. I apologize for that, but I just appreciate the time that I do have on here. But this iPad is at 6%, so after we finish this segment, I'm gonna get out of here. But I love everybody, man. We're 4 Kings now.
Indeed. Well, actually, to the backstory, it was supposed to be the 4 of us to get this podcast started. But somebody don't know how to wake up in the morning and answer our phone calls while we had these meetings going on, or he's doing other things.
Or is it because the 3 look like an E, so the logo just looked better, so y'all just cut me out?
Nah.
We were stuck on his logo because we was trying to figure out what to do with the 4, but still having that you didn't chime in on any ideas because you were sleeping and running a business. You just decided to go with the latter.
Hey King. Hey King, you got his little his goodie sack that I sent up there?
There you go with the sack talk. We told you we can't say sack over the air. All right, man.
Hey, I want him to see that little that Chris Durante I sent up there.
When I get it, I'm gonna get it. And my man that fell out of the rotation too after the kid from Michigan that came back. My boy Duarte that fell out the rotation. I'm kind of sick.
Well, he got hurt too, though. He got hurt too.
He got hurt. So I'm about that, but he gonna be back, man. Remember Chris Duarte's name.
Indeed. Well, you know what, Coach, man, go ahead and get back to your business, man. Of course, you're going to be popping in and out on these, on our podcast, every once again. We're going to be looking forward to you. Of course, like you say, one of our brothers, man. Once again, we're going to shout out. Go ahead and give it your last shout out for everyone in regards to your location, man.
Culture Detroit, where fashion, film, art, and music live under one roof. Welcome home, fam. We wanted to create the nostalgia of a hip-hop shop to a hip-hop head, or a comic book store to a nerd, or an arcade to a video game head. We want to create that nostalgia. When you walk in, you feel like you're home. You finally made it home. Everybody's welcome. You come in, we talk sports, we talk fashion, we talk music, we talk film. We always got the game on. We always got the music playing. NBA Jam in here. All the latest sneakers, all the old sneakers. We got everything you need, all the highest streetwear brands. And aside from that, we are bigger than that. We're going to be doing a lot of concerts. We're going to bring in your favorite artists. We're going to throw the concert. We're going to do in-store meet and greets. We're going to do fashion shows. We're giving back to the people, food trucks outside. A lot of stuff, man. It's bigger than shoes and clothes over here, man. It's about the culture. It's about doing it for the culture and having a place that represents us where you can come, you can feel free to be yourself and live your life, give your opinions. It's like the barbershop too, give your opinions on the sports and the music and your favorite artists and stuff like that. And we do it for the culture, man. We do it for the community. So make sure everybody following the Instagram page at Culture DET. We have the clothing line at Culture Detroit. It sucks because I got on the freaking benches. Not even repping. I don't even.
We caught you off guard. We go ahead and shout out the address too, Coach. Shout out the address.
Located at 19327 Livernois in Detroit. That's 48221. If you are out of town and out of state, we do ship. If you are local, we do deliver as well, or you can come pick up. And if you see something on the story sale that you like, call us, chime in on the DM. You can send a deposit. We can hold it because we post steals all day, every day. So you always want to stay tuned for that and turn on the post notifications. And if you're not subscribed to this channel right now, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you put on your post notifications and drop a comment, man. Let us know who know what they talking about, and who your favorite. I want to know who's people's favorite. I know King. He got he got the cheat code, but it's cool. It's cool.
Indeed.
And shout out, I want to say that too, man. Shout out my brother King, man. Everywhere I go, I brag. I tell people, like, man, follow my man podcast, his YouTube. He got the dopest sports show, local sports show, man. I talk about my brother like a celebrity, because he's a celebrity to me. And a lot of times when I tell people about him, they already be hip. And I'll be like, oh, I told you he's a celebrity. You know
Indeed, man. Indeed. So, yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming out, man. Of course, you always know
Big Willie said, Big Willie said, that's enough for bigging up King. You see how he cuts you off there?
Indeed. Of course, man. Of course, got to give my brother his credit, man. We're going to let you go back to work, man. We got to get this going on.
Like that, man.
Indeed, man. We love you, man.
Love you too, man. Do it for the culture.
Right, Brody.
Indeed. So now we got to introduce a little, little thing that we talk, we're going to jump into called Ask the Kings. Of course, we invited guests to come on out and chop it up with the Kings today. So we're going to bring somebody in, a familiar, name, of course, into our channel. We're going to welcome him in now. No, Miss J.
That's my boy. No.
What's going on, man? Indeed.
How y'all Kings doing today, man?
Oh, man, we doing great, man. Glad you could join us, man. So, of course, man, you've been rocking with us since the beginning. Mm-hmm. All the talks that we got going on, all the, since day one. Of course, I know you and King, you guys got a, relationship as well. So, right now, like I said, we would wanted to interact with you and interact with us. So we said this is Ask the Kings time, which you can come in and ask us questions, whether it's sports related or any other topic that you want to bring about, so we can chop it up, man. So what you got for us, Nomus?
I know y'all talked about basketball, as y'all know I was trying to get here for the whole time, but man, what are we gonna do down low for real? You gotta trade that line because we need help for real. It's getting pathetic. Like anytime I see Garza come in the game and us rebound the ball look way smoother all of a sudden, that tells me we like it.
Well, see, one thing, Nomus, you can't ask Big Willie about down low presence because he think that doesn't exist or matter anymore.
Right, the big man is dead according to him.
Yeah,
No, he's not on that team, is he? No.
Oh yeah.
No, see, the thing is that is not dead. It's not given enough opportunity. I mean, in this day, I'm glad your brother, because I was watching the clip and Alonzo Mourning, he was talking about this particular thing. He was saying that a lot of the big men in the today's league, they're more, instead of being dominant down in the paint, they're focused on more coming out and trying to hit threes. And we don't have nobody who's want to be consistently dominant in the paint. Now you got some guys that can get down and go to work, but they don't want to stay down there to where they could be dominant like they did back in the day.
Let me go, King. Please.
Now you want to bring up Embiid, and you want to bring up Jokic.
No, I got one better than that because the Lakers won with that same thing a couple years ago.
Listen. He loved talking how the big man don't do this, the big man don't do that, right? His beloved Golden State Warriors just got waxed by Milwaukee Bucks. And between Giannis and Bobby Portis, they almost had 60 points. And you tell me where Giannis and Bobby Portis shooting a lot of three-pointers at.
Now let me answer that because let me answer that because Giannis is what you want your big man to be. And there's a lot for the last couple years when he wasn't winning the championships, when he wasn't going deep into the playoffs, they was trying to get him to shoot outside. He need to work on his outside shot more.
They just wanted him to 15-footer.
No. They wanted him to do more because they wanted him to shoot threes too because everybody want a big man that can shoot more. When he's dominant and he's going to the rack, when he's going to the paint, you see the outcome. That's what I'm talking about. He won the championship based off of the fact that he didn't stop, pop, try to go outside. He stayed going into that paint. We don't see that no more. Now, you name one out of 33 teams with big man that's doing that.
Jokic just won the MVP last year.
But Jokic can also shoot outside. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that they're not talented. I'm just saying to be dominant. Like you said, we're suffering down low. And I'm saying is that we don't have in this league nowadays where guys want to stay down low. They don't want to stay down. If they stay down there, if you got a dominant big man that can stay down there, you see the outcome, especially like when you got a guy like Giannis. If he stays down there, even I would say even if LeBron would just go down there, nobody's stopping LeBron when he gets
this what you gotta remember though. Even when you think of David Robinson, Olajuwon, it ain't about, or even Tim Duncan, it ain't about them just staying down low. Even just have you a little 15-footer, just something to where you could, show a little threat of a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? But like for you just try to act like the whole big man game is gone when it's not.
I ain't saying that it's gone. I'm saying that it's changed. It's not like how it was before. When you speak of the David Robinson and Olajuwon, guys who know how to work the paint.
Listen, I'll beg the difference. Say it hasn't even changed. What it did is elevate. You see teams doing it more based off the flow of their offense, trying to follow that roadmap that Golden State did. But did Bill Laimbeer shoot threes? Did Kevin Garnett shoot threes? You know what I'm saying? We've seen big men that stretch the floor before. It's just more often today because you have more shot volume from the three-point line. So I wouldn't say fully that it changed. I would say they elevated this thing a little bit. And even for his big man, you look at these teams in the league, everybody got a big man. Everybody but the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, Sabonis, Turner. You look at all these teams got multiple bigs. Everybody, all of them don't stretch the floor. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right. But see, I'm not against that. Like I said, I'm not against them stretching the floor because I feel that that's what the type of big man that we need. But to answer the question, when you guys said we need somebody down low, we need somebody in the paint, we need somebody that can go out there and work. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not talking about if they got an outside game, that is a plus in this era, in day and age of the game and the systems that they have. But when you guys referencing, we need somebody dominant that can get down there, that can grab the rebounds, that can block, box out, that can cause havoc, that can cause people to try to pack in and where they can kick it out to somebody. That's what I'm referring to, And we had
that. We had that, and
Yeah, like I said, that's exactly what they need.
And we didn't build around that too. And I believe referring to Drummond, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't build around him enough when we did have that. So
a pick and roll threat is what they need. They need somebody who they can run the pick and roll with. You just seen Chris Paul destroy us with it today. You know what I'm saying? On top of Booker giving us the business. So
Chris Paul is a genius, man. That man is a basketball genius like no other, man. He does some miracle work. So so with us needing that help down in that area, Nomas J, what is your suggestion? What do you feel that the route we need to go in regards to big man?
Well, it's several options. Like I said, we got the trade deadline. If the asking price is not too high, go for a bid that's young that need opportunity in the league. If you want to wait till the off season, acquire one free agency, maybe take a look at one to draft. You got options. It's more about the Pistons, how they willing to do it, and what are they willing to give up to go out there and get a big man, or are you just going to let the same kind of thing keep going because it's hurting us no matter which way you go about it. Yeah, you could say, it helps our wings get more time to shoot the ball and stretch the floor, but is it worth it when you go and get some of those teams? And like today, we couldn't stop the paint. We couldn't protect the paint today because of all of the depth we got there. Without Ayton, they was still a problem. We couldn't stop McGee, who I wanted a couple years ago. We couldn't stop nobody. You got at the end of the day, and you're getting Cade out the game. So that tells you need a big. You need to go acquire one some kind of way. If the asking price is not too high, go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say? What type of as far as the asking price goes, or just saying who's out there? Who you feel that the Pistons should try to take a swing at? I know we talked about DeAndre Ayton, but there's other big guys out there. You got the guy over there in Indiana that came, who's in love. He's in love with that guy. Try to get him on, and there's some other opportunities to get some guys out there that can come in and do some things. So Nomas, what do you feel that they need to try to?
I'm still with Bagley, if possible. If possible, I'm still with him. I'm still with if Mo does come up and that, depending on if they want to give up a wing or something like that, hey, I'll do it. But Knowles ain't none of our draft picks or that we already got. Other than that, if it's somebody that we're not really making use of or two people we're not making use of, go ahead, toss it to the curve and do what you should have did when we thought we was getting Bobo here. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, just get a big. I don't even care if he's a no name. Get somebody that could be a defensive threat at the low. I'm not really asking for much offense. Just somebody who could be a paint presence that can, you know, at least give us the rebounds and help stop offense at the very least. Something simple.
And that Bobo situation it just pissed me off so much, man. You know, it's always something wrong with somebody that's supposed to be coming here. You know what I'm saying? So
I told y'all when they tried to give him to us for a pack of Vienna sausages in a can of burners, we should have known something wasn't right with that brother, and that's what it's turning out to be because they were saying there's something going on with his foot. And you know, guys big over 7 foot and their feet is always a red flag. No, man, I know you got, you talked about the Pistons and the big man. What are the questions you got for the King, man?
Question I got for y'all.
Indeed.
All right. So, do y'all think, not to talk about this franchise again, but do y'all think that we should just go and find us a whole new offensive coordinator as a whole? Because are we willing to do this Ben Johnson experiment, which seems like they could be on the cover trying to do, which is why they acting so subtle. Because I don't need Dan Campbell calling plays. I need somebody that has the essence and those skills that can call up the offense. Because his calling, although his game plan sometimes is okay, his execution and his rotations on who was supposed to be out there doing what was very dreadful. And that's kind of what was hurting us even in the second half of the season. Do y'all think there's an offensive coordinator out there that y'all would rather them go and try to get if they can be aggressive?
I would say, yeah, just because there was a lot of head coaches that was fired this past week that were former offensive coordinators. You know, a lot of these guys, they're better offensive coordinators than they are head coaches. So I would say, yeah, to that in that regards. And I agree, like, you know, you don't want Dan Campbell to be the play caller. I would prefer him handed it over to an offensive coordinator, but I believe Dan Campbell is going to want to get an offensive coordinator that's going to be on the same accord as he is, right. and have that same thought process. And I believe that may have been what the issue was with Anthony Lynn. In which, for me, I thought Anthony Lynn was a great coordinator. I thought he was a great coach. And I feel that he got fired too soon over there in San Diego, which has been a theme going forward, with these coaches. Like, Anthony Lynn, he was only over there for 3 years and had Herbert for 1, and he was gone. And then you just got Flores, who just got let go. Just 2 years of having, out of Miami. He's been there 3 years and only had Tua for. This is basically his first full season. So, I do agree that we need to bring in an offensive coordinator in. I mean, I believe Campbell's going to want to have someone that's going to be on his accord. Now, who yet? I have to still look around to see who I think will be a good fit. But yeah, I agree with you on that one, Nomas. That definitely we want to bring some firepower in here for sure.
All right. We had an opportunity to have a couple of coordinators in here, but we all know that. But yeah, I don't really got my eye on a select guy that's just like that guy to me right now. I would really have to do some digging to see who I think is the best fit. There's no sexy guy out there right now as far as offensive coordinator. So, we need one. We most definitely need one. We don't need a guy that's still, learning stuff on the job right now. But that's just important. It's another thing. Brad Holmes again. You know what I'm saying? It's just as important. Whether he does it or the Lions take over and do it like they overpower the Hines always do. I don't know, man, but we need a coordinator. We got to get a coordinator. Who? I'm not sure. I am definitely not sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You got your eye on anybody, eh?
It's just crazy that we back here at this thing of offensive coordinator, And now that we need one, and when we didn't even give one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the past, 5 years, you say, we didn't even give him an opportunity. We didn't even give this man a meeting. So it's just like, and if everybody's wondering who I'm talking about, Eric Bieniemy, it's just like, how does this man not even get a meeting with the Lions? Like, I just don't get it. And then it's like, look, we right back to needing the offensive coordinator.
Hey, listen, I was jumping up and down like I knew Eric Bieniemy was going to be our next head coach. I just knew it.
What?
After the Super Bowl, I just knew that was our next head coach. But unfortunately, but I ain't gonna say unfortunately because, like I said, Dan Campbell showed promise. Like it was like a who moment when we hired him. We was like, who? And then early in the season, we was like, oh heck, But then, like I said, the second half of the season, he showed some promise in which the main thing that you wanted the coaches that you want the guys to be behind you, and it showed that these guys was willing to go out for just how they played the second half of the season. They didn't have the talent, they didn't have the roster, but they played hard and they played well from the second half of the season. So that's a plus with the lack of talent that you have.
But listen, when you have a guy, you say, we have a guy that check all the boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Nope, don't interview him. Then there's a guy that probably checked one box, motivation. Interview him, hire him. But then you got a guy who all the offensive players in the league that say, I would love to play at Eric Bieniemy's offense. It's not an offensive player in the league who don't say that.
Right.
Who don't say that.
Well, I want to bring him in and let Goff lead that offense though.
That's what I was just about to say.
If I was to bring him in, if we was to bring him in, we would definitely have to go all in to bring Deshaun Watson in to the Lions organization, in my opinion. If we was to bring him in to run that type of offense, we need that. We need Deshaun Watson, in my opinion.
Hey, just an update. The Cowboys are struggling against the 49ers.
Indeed.
Jack Prescott got sacked.
Yeah. We know Cowboy fans over here for sure.
Hey, I want to say, shout out to our brother Jose Montiel. It's his birthday. His wife got him tickets to the Dallas and 49er playoff game. He's actually at the game right now. He's a 49er fan. They was just at the
Rams and the Niners game,
and Niners game when the Niners clinched the playoffs, and now he's at the playoff game in Dallas. Shout out to our brother Jose Montiel. Happy birthday, bro. I know you just saw that sack Nick Bosa got, man.
Indeed.
Right.
And he going to Vegas with his king.
That's what it is.
Yep.
The thing that upset me the most, though, last year about that hire for Dan, it wasn't against him personally, of course. The issue I had was you bring in this guy that's about to do this boot camp reboot for us, and the problem I'm having is, like, I'm sick of doing the coach thing where we have to get the rebuild coach and then try to fish him out of here because that's what it's looking like he go be. I mean, I'm not trying to over-speculate that because it's only about to be year 2, but he kind of looking like the next Swartz, and then we may move on from him and then try to bring in the next guy. And I was like, I wanted the Shanahan way. I wanted the guy that I can do the rebuild with and that can get you to the Super Bowl.
Well, listen, I'm not going to say he can't get us there, but the Lions do have that habit. I totally agree with you. We have a habit of saying that something is not good enough, like it's some type of great franchise, and get rid of it. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, hey, what Harold Williams is asking, would you all give up both of your first year picks for Watson?
If I can guarantee you gonna play.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah.
That's the only way. You can guarantee me he's playing, no issues, no nothing. Holla back.
I would definitely do so because he's a proven player. Even if we were to draft it with them first years, we don't know what these guys are going to bring in. We know what Deshaun Watson can do.
Man, threw for over 5,000 yards with Texas, and you name me a receiver they had last year. Right.
Yeah, you definitely got to take that. If you can guarantee he's playing, then sure. I mean, like I said, it's Russian roulette with quarterbacks in this league. You know, it's not easy to find a franchise quarterback, man. You know, we look at some of the greats in the league right now. These guys were picked in some of the tail end of the draft. It's really that much of a crapshoot when it comes to quarterback. So, the Lions definitely got a task at hand trying to find that next guy for the franchise.
Indeed. Of course, I believe going into next season, that should be their top priority. We can manage with Goff for another year, in my opinion. You know, if we had the chance to pull the trigger,
you said it like we got a choice.
we don't right now, but if they got an opportunity to pull that trigger to get a Deshaun Watson, most definitely, I ship 2 first-round pick and Goff over there to the Texans to bring that brother over here for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, okay, so we got to talk about it, though. I'm going to ask you this, man. Listen, you got a unique situation coming up in this draft. You got a team, the Jaguars, that just may need the offensive lineman. They may go offensive lineman. We still don't know because the Jags. Jags are not a great franchise either. So they go O-line.
Michael Parsons is limped off the field.
You got the cream of the crop sitting right in your face. You got Thibodeau. You got Hayden Hutchinson. You got
Hamilton.
You got these options. You know what I'm saying? What do you do with that pick? Do you keep it or do you trade back?
Ooh, see, if I was a fan of another franchise, I would know the answer. But god damn, my ghetto answers don't F it up. But see, I want to say stay and build traditionally, go up front on the defensive front with either Hutchinson or Thibodeau. But then it's like, do you take a gamble at getting another safety? Because we so thin there, man, it don't make no sense. It's
we got Walker.
Yeah, he walking on eggshells for half the fan base if he can go get a contract. Shoot.
I love it here. Walker will be back if they pay that, man. You love it here.
Yeah. It depends. If I trade down, it's got to be depending on where and who giving me what for it. If I trade down, and I'm only willing to shake down at least 2 spots. I'm not trying to trade down all the way to 15 or nothing crazy like that. But I'll build either way, where I stay there or not. I'm building on the defensive front. That's obviously where we at. Those are our weaknesses. We still getting ramped up to death. I was throwing up watching that Seattle game, bro. I could not stand the looks of the way our defense. Obviously, I know we had injury. We got to build up front either way, where we stay or not. I'm taking one of those guys.
Now, what if you can trade back and acquire and move up your second pick a little bit higher? Because there's another player that the Lions sorely need, but he ain't gonna be available for him.
You talking about that big fella from Georgia? Is that the guy you talking about?
Kobe Dean, I think it's
that fast, the guy, you know, was running the sideline that was killing Michigan in the bowl game. That guy too. There was 2 guys out there that was
he going top 5 for sure.
There was 2 guys out there that was wreaking havoc on us, man, for real.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean gonna either go to the Giants or the Jets because both of them got
2 picks. Yeah.
Indeed. Dean looked like he might be gone by the time wherever that Rams pick is. I'm almost tempted.
For sure.
To trade.
For sure.
I'm almost tempted to trade that.
This is my thing, right? So when we go into it and I look at it, right? I don't think the Lions secondary get as much credit as they should get. Man.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got Amani O, who's 3rd in the league in picks. You know, before Jacobs got hurt, he had one of the lowest completion ratings on him. You know, he was like top 3.
Yeah.
You know, and then like I said, you look at Tracy Walker. Now, this to tell son, Tracy Walker is like leading. He was like top in tackles for safety.
I think he got over 100.
Like that's crazy for him to be like dang near. I think he was most definitely one of the top tacklers on the team. Now that's sad when you're safety, you know, up there in tackles. So that's telling you you got a problem with your front seven.
Indeed.
So,
before we go any further, guys, I got to check out, man. I got some prior engagements, man. It was fun, of course, joining you guys. Nomas, glad you couldn't come in and join us, but I got to check on out. So this King is out. You guys go ahead and keep it going, man.
All right. We got you.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, so that right there is telling you, when you got a safety, like one of your top tacklers on the team, that's telling you got a problem up front, man. You got to address some things up front. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to start on that D-line and then to, go back to that linebackers, man, because think about this. You get Amanio coming back, you get Jacobs coming back, and then you get Okudah coming back too. If we can get Okudah to play to the potential he's supposed to play to, man, that's going to be dangerous, man.
And see, this is what – oh, go ahead, huh?
No, well, the reason why I asked that, it was a trap question. Do the Lions fall for that trap? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. You look at this.
Okay, I see where you come from.
You focus on that front seven.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make everybody else's life easier behind you. You understand?
Definitely.
So that has to be the focus. And, I was going to mention Okudah. Okudah, we only seen 10 games from him so far.
Right.
So we have currently still right now, as of today, we still have Aaron Glenn. Yeah. I think Aaron Glenn can pull the potential out of them. So, like I said, you got Amani Oruwari, you got Jacobs, you got Parker, you got all these young guys back there willing to fly around, did a great job this season. Other thing, we need another safety. Will Harris got to go. We get it. But, first priority,
defensive front.
Start from the trenches. Like I say all the time, the only thing that Bob Quinn did leave us in good space with was the trenches on the offensive side. On the offensive side. That's it. And so we do that, and those trenches on the offensive side of the ball is helping everybody else out on that offense. Even though Jared Goff has his blunders, they give him protection. You know what I'm saying? They open up holes, especially in the run game, especially with Sewell, for those running backs. So we got to get a defensive. We got to get those defensive edge rushers, man. We got to put some pressure on these quarterbacks. We got to stop giving these quarterbacks the time to pick us.
Exactly.
And
that was my thing too. When you look at our secondary, man, for them to ball the way they did and not getting no pressure up front, and then also shout out to McNeil, who got voted to all rookie team on the defensive tackle. So. We get Julian back, and we could get. I hope we go with Aiden. You know what I'm saying? But we get them ends sewed up. Then we peel back, get us a linebacker, or you know what I'm saying? It's just, man. For our secondary to do what they did with no pressure, man. People not really paying attention to that. For us to have a guy that's third in the league in picks with no pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
No pressure.
And this is and not to try to plug this in on the podcast, but this is going back to the video I made about Hank Fraley. I think he's the coach MVP too, because as the O-line coach, we know we ain't never really had an O-line in our members of the Lions ever, even back in the Barry era. But this man has not only developed those starters, but he got those rookies, those no-name guys to come in and contribute. Yeah. And that's how those positional coaches make their money, man. And at the end of the day, this is more reason why we got to build defensively, because if that's what we getting out the guy that's coaching the O-line, if you give those other coaches some talent, they'll be able to grow them the same similar way. Then you could say, all right, now I can go get my quarterback instead of trying to focus on the quarterback, because the quarterback thing ain't going to save you at this point. We seeing too many times in the playoffs through the years that it's the run game, the defense making plays, and everything else, and the quarterback just sitting back like, yeah, I can do this.
Well, you got to look at it. You want a better situation for a young quarterback to come into. You want a young quarterback to come into a team that's somewhat established already, instead of a team that's going to shatter his confidence because they're so terrible and they're so
exactly
like we see with Kyler Murray for the most part.
Well, the thing is too, when you're, when they look at, like, you look at Dak, right? When he came into Dallas. What helped him a lot is he was behind a veteran offensive line. You know, that offensive line had 3 Pro Bowlers on there. You know, it was veterans from his center to his guard to his left tackle. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we need to rush to go get a quarterback. For one, it ain't really one out there for us to get. You know what I'm saying? For the picks that we have. You know, now we could get one of those guys that's going to fall to that 3rd or 4th round. Okay, I'm with that. But if it ain't a Kenny Pickett or a Matt Corral or a Sam Howell, which all of those guys are going to be gone, which I think. So it's like, let's not even worry about quarterback. But, hey, we got a Drake London over there at USC who's freaking 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying?
That wants to be here.
Yeah, exactly. Because him and St. Brown
Man,
had that connection.
how much of that stock did y'all take too on that Twitter that game, man?
But they want to play with each other, man. Like I said,
I mean, they brothers, man. They brothers.
And even on top of that, you know what I'm saying, you got to give credit once again to the coaching staff because players talk. Players talk. And you know, like I said, the evidence is definitely there on how the players played for this coaching staff. So I know they're probably saying, man, I think we got something going over here. We love playing with this dude. This dude is this dude is that. It's recruiting without recruiting. You know what I'm saying? When the coaching staff is like that. So obviously him and St. Brown, you know, brothers, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, saying that you basically want to play with somebody on the Lions, you have to really be
a Lion.
Hey, listen, I'll give you a backstory. If you never heard the story with Sean Taylor in the Washington Redskins, Clinton Porter, Santana Moss, they all went to the ownership like, hey, if Sean Taylor is here, man, y'all need to draft Sean Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring Sean Taylor in. This dude is a beast, you know? And so, you know, players, coaches, you know, they you know, those players, the right players got the ears of the coach, man. Hey, man, let's bring this such and such. Listen, Drake London, man, is that guy that we need that's going to go up there and get that ball, man. He's like the 50-50 king in college, man.
Yep.
So he's a big target. You know, I mean, would just really compliment Hockenson, St. Brown, you know what I'm saying? So
here's another person too.
You said he'll compliment who?
Hockenson, St. Brown,
okay.
You know.
You want to make sure
listen,
you
man, listen, I said Hockenson. Listen, you know, listen, I have nothing against Hockenson. I was just my whole thing with Hockenson was like, hey, we needed a linebacker, and we had the linebacker of our future, and we took a tight end.
He tore his ACL.
Huh?
He tore his ACL, didn't he?
Who?
You talking about Bush?
Yeah, but this is the next year, though. Next year. But he went to the Pro Bowl his first year, though.
Well, he did. He did. Gotta get
Man, I know one thing too. They got to bring back Germ too, because I look from personal experience. Y'all know King know I work right down in Ford Field, so I'll be in the tunnel where the players come out, and that's where I'll be seeing some of the conversations. Them linebackers, them young defensive linemen, even Levi, they all love them some Jalen Reeves-Maybin down there in that.
It even just, you know, like I said, we have the depth here already. Right. You have your depth. It's right here. You literally only have to go and get
the starters.
Yes. You have the depth here. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, even though he wasn't playing as much linebacker as we've seen this year, he's always been a pivotal point on special teams for us. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, go ahead. You got something?
No, I was just saying that was just that pass regime not wanting to give him opportunity when he was earning his.
Ruined a lot of people. That pass regime ruined a lot of people. Accordingly, obviously, before Okudah got hurt, he said he noticed the difference right away from Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell from Patricia and the Butt Squad. So, you know, they ruined a lot of players.
That freaking
Patricia
regime really set us back, man.
Yeah, you look at all of those players that he got rid of with his personal grudges, they all succeeded. You know what I'm saying? They all succeeded. Even A'Shawn Robinson, who he threatened to end his career. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there you go. And I you know, personally, Nomis, I've said over the years, we got to start getting on this franchise. We need to, you know, harken in on these players so much. We need to get on these this
franchise,
because they're bringing these clown squads in here. They're making these terrible moves. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We had a culture 3 times in my lifetime with the Lions. That's Schwartz, that's Caldwell, and that's now. You see what I'm saying? And if you want to be a successful team in this league, you have to have a culture.
Yeah.
We had 0.
Don't forget Wayne Fontes, though. Don't forget Wayne.
Oh yeah, well Wayne Fontes. That's when I was a baby. You know, I was small.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, with Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, we had no culture those entire 3 years, 4 years, whatever, 3 years or whatever it was. We had no culture. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know who we were. They were destroying the locker room, destroying the players. The roster was, these guys, you know, was ready to give up. Well, they gave up, obviously. But, you know, like I said, go ahead. Hey, I see you guys.
And I'm about to say with Caldwell, because when you mention Caldwell, bro, it shows you the impact that he had. Because I think Calvin had 1 year with Caldwell.
Yeah.
Was it 1 year?
I think it was
2 years.
2 years. But Caldwell made his Hall of Fame speech, bro.
Yep. Not only that, listen, when you digging on Twitter, you digging in these places, and these reporters putting these leaks out, those players were pissed.
Yeah.
Was pissed. From Gold Tate to Stafford to all of them the star players we had, they were irate about that Caldwell. So, you know, like I said, and then on top of that, once again, the organization. Look at what Caldwell had. You see what I'm saying? The star players that we did have, I can't really call them star players. The great players that we had, the vets we had, couldn't stay healthy. And then after that, you can walk up to the street. You walk up on the street, you know, to anybody and say, hey, give me one person on that roster that was a solid depth player that you remember.
I just remember the names, but they stuck. You out here, Bob Quinn out here paying $6 million for Paul Warlow. We out here with another depth linebacker named Thurston Armbrister. What the is a Thurston Armbrister, bro? Like, this is the type of players he was bringing on the roster.
Who the hell are these people? You know what I'm saying? It's like you didn't take the time to build a roster for this man. He still was giving you winning
9-7.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not good. So yeah, he may have lost some games because of a call. He shouldn't be in them situations. That's what Lions fans don't understand. You shouldn't have to lose a game to a call. Give this man some talent.
What people don't understand with Caldwell, and that's why when people talk about he failed, and listen, the only thing Caldwell could have did to keep his job was win their Super Bowl. They was old boy was already set. Hey, I could bring a Patriots coach in here.
Yep.
It was already like, listen, Caldwell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the only thing he could have did was win a Super Bowl, and that was the only thing that could have saved his job. Other than that, like Pat Patricia was already slated to come here, man.
You know the trip part about it is too, and when Patricia first year here, if Caldwell had played that year, that defense would have performed actually way better, especially when you got Snats in here, because Snats would have been coming to a 4-3 defense that he was way familiar with, being used the exact same way. We would have got way more production defensively out of that team. And when you think about the actual contributions we did make with the offense, that team would have been a playoff team versus 6 wins. And he stole that from us because he wanted his guy in there. That's bold.
Well, I just get tired of the bad breakups with a lot of the players that we have here too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That's another thing that has to stop this franchise. That's another thing that travels around the league too. And you know, Mike Daniels is a hardcore Packer, bro. He's seen an opportunity to play a fool, and he played a fool. And I'm tired of my franchise being that fool. You know what I'm saying? So
$10 million.
We gotta get it together, man. But it's 1:45. Anything else you want to talk about Big A before we get ready to split out of here, brother?
Hey man, I say it was a good show, man. I know everybody wondering with this whole Harbaugh fiasco and everything going there. Listen, man, if you think Harbaugh leaving Michigan, man, you're a fool, man. You think it's 8 days in a week, man.
We do it every year.
I haven't.
Yeah. The one thing about it is, like, he made a comment not too long ago. He said, every year we hear this talk about, me in the NFL, but this year it's quite amusing. And what he's saying is basically I'm using this to my advantage. We just pulled the defensive line coach from Notre Dame, which is a huge thing, huge hire. Harbaugh he just worked from what I've been, hearing some rumors that the deal is kind of already done. They just waiting to, I guess, release it. But like I say, he ain't going nowhere, man. They was just seen out recruiting him and Gaddis and other coaches. So Harbaugh ain't going nowhere, man.
I'm glad you brought that subject up because I haven't really got a chance to fully scope our new roster that we're gonna be having next year for Michigan. Mm-hmm. But what's it looking like? Who gonna be the starters if you had to say right now? Like, do y'all have a scope of who gonna be the guys now that some of these guys getting drafted?
Well, so if you really look at it, next year we're gonna be like this year we were more defensive, stronger. Mm-hmm. Next year is gonna be more offensive, stronger. Only we lost Andrew Stuber. Mm-hmm. And we're going to lose Vastardis, but we also got the grad transfer, the center, who's coming from Virginia, which that's going to be an upgrade. We get all our receivers back, including Ronnie Bell. Right. Our backfield is going to be Corum and Edwards. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you one guy y'all need to keep an eye on is the freshman running back that's coming in, C.J. Stokes, man. This kid runs hard, man. He runs hard. And we getting all our tight ends back. Oh, yeah. We getting special teams, both our Moody and Robinson coming back. So it's going to be that quarterback competition between McNamara and JJ. But I just think to get to that next level is going to the keys are going to have to be given over to JJ.
Let me ask you this.
Defense, like I said, we're gonna of course, we're gonna be missing a lot. Both our ends, Ajabo Hutchinson, one of our tackles hitting, which that was a surprise. I don't think nobody thought he was gonna be leaving. But a lot of those guys got a lot of playing time though. A lot of the guys behind those guys. So we're gonna be good.
Fun little fact for Kingo. Yeah, David Ajabo and the other guy, my guy Chris Hinton, are the first two people on my draft board. Just so you know.
So Steve will beat me to it. You gotta, this McCarthy McNamara situation.
Yeah.
Gotta address this situation. They got to make that decision, bro.
Yeah. They got to, man.
You gotta have two-dimensional quarterback, bro. You just have to.
You have to. I mean, you just saw the levels in the championship game, and you saw to where Cade could get us, right?
Right.
And then you saw what JJ will take us.
Right.
Because that ball got to moving once JJ got in there. And that's just being honest. I love Cade. I love his leadership and everything. But it's come to a point where you just have to be honest. And to really run that RPO like we wanted to run and how we seen it once that boy get in that game. I mean, and you could just and if you honestly look at the guys that they're recruiting, that quarterback dude, like even the two guys that they bring in, JJ Denegal and Alex Orjai, they're dual threats, legitimate dual threats. So you're gonna have to that pocket quarterback. It just ain't gonna work, man.
Yeah, I know that's the old Michigan way, man. We did have some times where we did have some versatile quarterbacks, but you got to go with JJ. There's no question. Do you think the schedule will hold us to a fault though next season? The schedule being a little bit lighter. Do you think it gives us some type of I don't want to say false hope? Not as fans. I'm talking about these young players. That schedule is not going to pick up until the latter part of it.
Right.
So you think that comes to a fault for these young players we have?
But what that does for me is it helps builds confidence. Because the thing about it, if it starts off heavy, then you can shatter confidence. Right. So with this, my dang voice cracking. With this, they got some weeks to get it together because I mean, let's be honest, the schedule up front is light, and we'll beat these teams just off our name alone. But what this will also allow is for them to build the togetherness and to also build that confidence.
Yeah, get them tweaks out, man.
Because most definitely on the defensive side, where you're not gonna have your Dax Hill, you're not gonna have Aiden or Jabo. That's 25 sacks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, between those two. So yeah, to me, I think it works out for our better. I think the defense will have to, like I say, they're gonna have to build on some guys that's been missing. But I like the way the schedule sets out for us, just for those reasons.
All right. So I'm gonna take us here. We're about to hit 2 hours, so I'm gonna take us here. Nomis, do you want to give any final thoughts before we get ready to hop off about any one of our sports teams? Something that you've been wanting to get out there. Your volume went out. Hold on, you muted.
You might be on mute.
Hit the mute button.
I was on mute. I was on mute. Oh my God. So what it was I was saying is, not to be all cliche, but look, I can see the positive thing that's going on for not only just Michigan football, but Michigan basketball and, all our sports teams here. I just want them to stay consistent on what they're trying to do. So that's the only thing I'm asking for. Like, yeah, I'm willing to go through the bad all over again. Like, I think y'all seen the Pistons rant video I made the other day, which was unnecessary about me. But, I just want to continue to do this thing the right way. I want Michigan, as far as their schedule, I want them to be able to find a way to hold ball control this time, not make, unnecessary mistakes. When they, when it's time to put your foot on the gas and keep going, I want them to keep going. I want them to have the same attitude they had against Ohio State every game this year, because I think they have the talent offensively alone to just put their foot on anybody. And, like I said, man, we go see what's going on with these teams, but God bless everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And God bless y'all fellas too, man. Y'all got a wonderful show here. And I more than appreciate y'all for letting me be on.
Big really say we replaced them with no.
You most definitely welcome up here.
No, but it's a good place to be when your teams are, bad when they're supposed to be bad, instead of being bad when they're not supposed to be bad. So you're in a better place as a franchise. We got 4 downtown, man, and they all are going through the same situation where they're building these teams. We all know what these teams are doing. We all know this is rebuild situations. So, like I said, we just got to keep it consistent and take our time and build this thing the right way. You got anything for us, A, before we go?
No, I agree. One thing as fans, you got to be honest, man, and when we look at, like I said, with the Pistons, we got to understand, hey, y'all, we in a rebuild, man. When it comes to the Lions, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Michigan, we're in that rebuilding stage, and if anything that showed you, man, what patience does. You know what I'm saying? I hate to use this because it's a Philly thing, but sometimes we got to really trust the process, man.
The real process.
Right. That's why I said I hate to say it,
right.
But
real process.
We got to do it, man. But yeah, fellas, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. We are, we getting geared up for this Vegas trip for the draft, man. We want to make sure we can get this footage and everything out, man. But just keep supporting, likes, share, subscribe.
I'm cracking, man.
I know, man.
You need some water. Get that brother some tea.
Some tea,
Some tea now, man.
And Like, comment, share. I said share. Lord have mercy.
Good Lord. Like, comment, and share, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming in the comment section as usual, man. Y'all always rocking with us. I appreciate all the guests, especially our brothers over at Culture Detroit, man, for stopping in and dropping some knowledge and giving us the opportunity to witness some of that knowledge that he does have. So he'll be around a lot more often. Y'all can definitely look forward to seeing Culture Detroit more often, man. With that said, I hope everybody out there is safe. We all know the situation we're in. This thing is still going on crazy. So be safe, be careful, love your families, man, and take care of yourselves out there. And, I appreciate you, Noam, for jumping in and chatting with us, man. We got to get you on here a little bit more. And,
for sure.
Man. So with that said, we Three Kings, we heading out. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, man.
W3 Kings in the building at Culture Detroit.
Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard, yeah, yeah. Working hard, working hard.